Dear colleagues, let me express few reservations in respect of both the language and the spirit of the resolution. To start with, there are a number of calls that deserve full support, such as more education for journalists and more oversight over social media owners and large businesses' behavior. However, a number of statements, or lack of thereof, cause serious concerns. The first and the most fundamental of them is that this resolution basically forgets about the core principle that lays in foundation of what we are supposed to do here in the Council of Europe. Freedom of speech is simply neither directly stated nor implied in the resolution. Instead, a number of worrying concepts are introduced, such as information disorder, which to me sounds as an euphemism for a need for censorship. If information disorder is a bad thing as per the resolution, then I assume that information order is good. What would it mean and who is to decide what this order consists of? The concept of fact-checking may sound attractive on the surface, but like an iceberg, it contains a huge underwater potential for abuse and manipulations, both by governments and corporations. The resolution is designed in a way that justifies increasing role of governments in handling media and using it as propaganda tools, not as accountability and self-restraint mechanism. And the argument that crisis justifies this is not working with me. In the summary of the report, it is stated that media's function is to explain the behavior which the authorities expect from citizens. There's a reflecting statement in the resolution text which says about collaboration between public authorities and media. It does not state anywhere that in free societies, media's function is to scrutinize the actions and decisions of government in the interest of citizens. Even more so in times of crisis when governments have extraordinary powers. Usage of media by governments to promote its goals and methods is an acceptable practice. By it should take place within the frames of a much more important principle of accountability of governments to people, including via media. Freedom of speech has unavoidable side effects in form which you may call information disorder, and for the sake of fairness, I personally often refer to social media space as swamp full of lies, but I think we name the enemy wrong here. Our goal here is accountability of the rich and powerful, and more education and knowledge sharing, which by default means more access to information for citizens. Fight with the so-called information disorder is a very foggy territory in which we can easily step over into territory of censorship and limitation to freedom of speech. One more statement which I found confusing is the statement on discouraging nationalistic frames in the media. If an independent media decides to promote national agenda without breaking national or European laws, why do we need to discourage it? Also, the term nationalistic frame seems confusing and unclear. I fully understand the dangers and challenges of the media world in the modern context of global uncertainty, both economically and politically. The risks
Nigar
are
Hanım,
real,
please
and
conclude.
European common space is not an easy place to handle. But we here in Council of Europe have a clear mission, defending and promoting human rights. Let's not forget it. Thank you.